here we are outside the Etihad. Not the result we wanted, but probably the result we expected. Move, Rob. Rob, how do you think that went, mate?
As you say, I think it was probably what we expected. Came up here without a lot of hope for a win, and I was going to count it as a victory if we went 20 minutes without conceding a goal. We nearly did, so I think the golfing class between the two teams was just too much. But really enjoyed it. Good day out. It's always a good day out, anyway.
Yeah, and a really sunny day as well. There were a few moments where we looked to kind of almost start to put something together, but then as we got up the pitch, we tended to get a bit of a nosebleed, didn't we, and lost the ball.
I think we did. That was a bit disappointing. That sometimes when we could have gone for a goal, we didn't. But they tried to keep it down as low as possible, I think. And in the second half, probably City took it a bit easy. But I think we were never going to expect to win from this. So we'll just have to win next Saturday now.
Yeah, I mean, it's only Arsenal, isn't it?
It's only Arsenal. I don't think we're in the bottom three this week, so, we're doing all right. That win last week was very good. I'll take that.
Thank you, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Pleasure. Good luck.
Hi, Kieran, how are you?
Been better.
That's a long journey for a game for you, isn't it?
It was. It's tough, but really proud of the boys, really.
Yep.
The way we tried to play, our effort to the last minute, you can't fault it, really. And first half, we just see what happens when you play against the best side in the world, arguably. Double-edged sword. You try and go forward, you make a couple of mistakes, you lose the ball, you leave the middle a bit open. They capitalise. You got Kevin De Bruyne, you got Erling Haaland. It's going to happen. And yeah, it's what we expected, not what we hoped for, but it's not what you can do about it, really.
You live in Australia, but you follow the Premier League quite, really closely and what's going on in the league here. So tell me this now. Do you think anyone can come here and get 3 points this season, or do you think it's a tough ask for everybody?
It's always going to be a tough ask, but there's going to be days City aren't on their game, and there's going to be days teams don't make mistakes the same way we played against Villa. So it might happen, it might not, but no matter what, it's a very tough place to come.
What stands out for you today? Is there anybody you thought, despite the 4-0, really grafted really hard for Bournemouth today?
Marcus Tavernier, again, just did his job to a T, confident on the ball, held on to it, got us up the pitch. I think Kiefer would have played better had we had Dom with him.
Yeah.
I think Christie struggled a bit, understandable, but I think Dom's pace, power, strength, I think it would have made a big difference today. I think at Show we didn't really have an attacking outlet on the left, but with no Zamora, but it's where we're at, and still positive signs for sure.
Thanks for coming on, buddy. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey. How you doing? What's your name, sorry?
Luke.
Hiya, Luke. How are you?
I'm good. I don't really care about the 4-0 loss, but the goal difference, not that great for us. And at least we fought our hardest today. Everyone tried hard to the end, and I don't really have much to say, but the one thing, two things what I want to say: Núñez is better than Haaland, and United are better than City.
Oh, fighting words, I love it. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, we're lovely. Thank you, buddy. Hey, yeah, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Good, excellent. What's your name?
Well, today, I travelled all the way from Norway to watch this.
All the way from Norway?
Yes.
Where in Norway?
Porsgrunn, small town.
Oh, wow, okay.
I mean, the game was... the third goal was really avoidable. I think Stacey, he shouldn't have lost the ball really up there, and Travis, he could have saved it easily. But, I mean, it's Manchester City. We're not supposed to beat them, are we?
We aren't supposed to beat them, no, and then I think we tried to set up in a certain way. I imagine, I don't know if you know, but before the game there was a couple of players who we thought were probably going to play that didn't play.
Solanke and Zamora.
Yeah, so that might have had an effect upon the game plan. It looked like a very defensive setup to start. Scott Parker trying to keep the scoreline down, and for almost 20 minutes, 18 minutes, we did okay to stop them scoring.
It wasn't a horrible performance, I agree. We really missed Solanke, though. He's a really important player. I agree.
And we go into Arsenal next. Do you think we can perform a little bit better with them?
Probably better than 4-0, but Arsenal are hard as well. We don't usually beat Arsenal, but I mean, there's always a chance.
There's always a chance. Safe journey home. Thank you so much. Hey, mate.
Good afternoon, gents.
Good afternoon. You look fabulous. I love that top.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. It's not so much the fact the game wasn't fabulous, was it? But
no.
We knew it wouldn't be. I just thought first half we were a little bit naive in as much as when we attacked, that was when we were our most vulnerable, wasn't it? When we opened up and we committed men forward, that's when they punished us on the break. And the reason that they punished us on the break was the fact that we didn't show enough quality in the final third, which you'd ask better, really. There was passes going astray, whether it was Christie, whoever it was in the midfield, simple balls going astray. They picked us off on the break, and they punished us. It was clinical. Not much you can say, really. The golfing class was evident. It was always going to be evident. We were just hoping that we might have been able to hang on in the game probably a bit longer than we did.
Yeah.
But at half-time, having conceded those 3 goals the way we did, I did fear the worst. But I think second half, we came out, we give it a good go. We kept our shape, we kept our discipline. We were committed, we were organised, and we limited them second half to the 1 goal, obviously, which is... as I've said previously, we're not going to be judged on what we do at the Etihad. No. We're not going to be judged what we do at Anfield. These are not the games that are going to keep us in the Premier League. We knew it was going to be a tough challenge today, and we move onwards and upwards. It was it's been a great day out. The sun's shining, so let's enjoy what we've got left of it. Up the cherries.
Up the cherries. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Matt. Hey, buddy, how you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. That was. Have you been to the Etihad before?
Lots of times.
Yeah, me too. That was louder than the last time I was here from the home support. They've done some nice things. I quite like the safe standing as well.
Yeah, that's really good. I don't know whether we can do it at our place or whether we want to do it at our place. But yeah, it's nice to have something to lean on, especially when you're 4-0 down, flagging a bit.
Yeah, so. Boy, did we need something to lean on today, and we didn't really get it on the pitch, did we?
Well, yes and no. I mean, let's put it this way, we already knew what was going to happen today.
Yeah.
And I've been here, like you say, I've been here before, and I've seen far worse drubbings than that. They didn't have Sterling, so he didn't add to the score line. And I mean, if Solanke and Zamora had been playing, then it could have been completely different. That's a joke, by the way.
I know it is. I know. Everyone else should know that as well. It was an interesting game. If we just lasted those 20 minutes, second half, City didn't come out and attack us as much, did they? And on a hot day like this, I think everyone was sort of wanting the game to be over in a way.
Yeah, I think that's right. But the good thing from our point of view is I think we never flagged, we never let our heads drop. We kept trying to play the right way. And you're playing probably the best team in Europe at the moment. So it is what it is. I hate that phrase, but it is what it is. And we go on next week. We've got 2 more tough games, but... They're not. I don't get the impression they're going to let this sort of get them really down. And Parker will hopefully get them up and praise them for sticking at it and really difficult conditions for everybody. And they did really well. The only thing I wish he'd done was maybe bring on another couple of subs. Give them maybe Jayden Anthony his Premier League debut. Let Dembele have a run because the game had gone. Why not let them have a run around the pitch and get a bit of experience of the occasion? But other than that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I think we know we're going to have a team that aren't going to let things get on top of them, and just going to keep going from game to game, and we'll see what happens next week against Arsenal.
See what happens. Thank you, buddy. Good going on.
Cheers,
thank you.
Thanks, yeah.
All right. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, all right. Didn't expect much, and we got it.
Yeah, we didn't expect much, and we got that. I like that. That's probably the best way of looking at it, isn't it?
I think, well, you look at their lineup, and you only have to look at the number of Ballon d'Or nominees they've got in the lineup, and you think you're going to be in for a hard day. They've got quality all over the pitch. I actually think we did all right.
Yeah.
It was nice to see the engagement from the manager at the warm-up before the game. He's sort of latched onto the fans a little bit. We don't always see that. I thought that was really good early on. And we played all right for the first 15 minutes. Sensational save from Travers early on. You think, if he's going to make saves like that, is it going to be just one of those days where they just don't go in? But they do the same thing over and over and over again. They do that little reverse ball down the inside channel, fullback's caught because he's dealing with the wide man, and it sooner or later they're going to score from it, and they scored for 3 goals from it. It's, to be honest, I said to Oliver this morning, look, we're probably not going to get anything out of this game, but you're going to see some of the best players in the world today. Just go out and enjoy it. And we've seen that. I mean, De Bruyne has finished for the second goal. There's not many players who could pull off a finish like that. He put it in the one part of the goal where Travers couldn't get it. We'd had the chance to maybe make it 1-1 before that, but what can you do? Against a team of that quality, all you can do is come away, do your best, try not to get embarrassed, and I don't think we did get embarrassed. I will say, late on when Samesi came on and Lerma stepped up into midfield, we looked a little bit more like our old selves in midfield.
Yeah.
Now City were in second gear by that point, which meant it maybe wasn't. Don't read too much into it, but I'd rather see Lerma playing in his normal position as the water carrier in front of the back four than sitting in as one of the central defenders.
Yeah.
So next week we'll see what they've learned. Enjoyed it, good day out, nice weather, warm. We'll see what comes of it.
We'll see what comes of it. Thanks so much for coming on.
Cheers.
Much appreciated. Oh, should we move? We move. Yeah, we're going to come to you. Yeah. A few little things, but I've talked about quite a lot of stuff, and I know you're having opinions on the game. But before we start that, I just want to talk about a couple of players. So I want to talk about Nathan Ake.
Okay.
Wasn't it wonderful to be able to see him today?
Yeah, it was great, and he got a really good reception at the end. I think when you two come on to do this, Ake come over to the Bournemouth fans straight away, and he was we're just getting just getting ushered along here, by the way, if you think I'm moonwalking. Ake come over to the Bournemouth fans straight away, and he got his song, and he was unbelievable. He could have got a hat-trick first half. He's different class. Pleased to see him do well, but and he kept a clean sheet, so fair play Nathan Ake.
Fair play Nathan Ake. And we also saw a new signing come onto the pitch in Seneze, that's right, isn't it?
Did he come on a 4-0?
He did come on a 4-0.
That's just how many goals did he concede? That's what I'm saying.
Unbelievable. He's the next Nathan Ake, isn't he?
I mean, I would have thought so. Second half pleased me a little. I know, don't get me wrong, they took their foot off the gas. You know, they didn't need to. I said this to Sam in the preview. Like, the good thing about the West Ham game was when they had the job done, they just keep the ball. So they knew they won, so they didn't go and absolutely murder us. But to be fair to us, we stuck to our task, kept grafting. I like seeing Smudger give it a bit. You know, they care.
He did, didn't he?
But and I just looked then. Haaland, 8 touches all game.
Wow.
I thought Lerma was sensational on him, actually. I think what does happen is having Haaland up there means you worry about him, which means everyone else is better for them.
Yes, agreed.
That's the problem. But we did do well on Haaland. But they're a class above, mate. They're a class above.
Yeah, well, some people said to me, like, best team in the world, best team in Europe. We're not going to lose 4-0.
No.
You know, every week, are we?
No, they're just they're a different kind of fish. They were always going to do that. It was always going to be difficult. I think the only way we could do it is try and keep it at half time. And we kept it to nearly 20 minutes, and then we just let in them 2 goals before half time were a killer.
Yeah.
If we got 0-0, 1-0 at half time, and if we had just got a set piece and got our head on something, but that's all you could do against City. And listen, we didn't get too embarrassed. It was probably what everyone expected, 4-0. But we're not embarrassed. We move on to the next game with with our pride intact. I would say we didn't have Dom Solanke, we didn't have Zamora.
Yeah.
And we grafted, and they were far too good for us. But it is what it is. As long as we come out of no injuries, we won't let that bother us on the floor.
No. Thanks for coming on, Tom. Good to see you both.
Good
afternoon, Tiggs.
Good afternoon, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Kind of saw that one coming, I suppose, like most people.
Yeah, you said to me as you walked out, because I was getting a little bit excited earlier, and you said to me as you walked out, everyone come down to earth now. Everyone remembers now.
Well, you know, we kind of knew this was going to happen to us a few times this season. What I was a little bit disappointed with was that we didn't have more of a go. I thought we could have at least got about them a bit more than we did. I thought we just tried to absorb the game for pretty much from start to finish and try and hit them on the counter. But the problem was their recovery runs and they get back in position so quickly. We don't get a chance to counter attack. Not in the same vein that they counter attacked us. I mean,
no, that was a little bit ironic, isn't it? That was our plan, and they did it to us twice.
Well, exactly. I know, and they just do it so well and efficiently.
Yeah,
it's quite scary at times. But we kind of expected this sort of a result against these sorts of teams. And we caused them a little bit of a problem a couple of times in the first half. I think we went direct a couple of times, and Ben Pearson got off a shot in the first half. Edison made a comfortable save, and I think there was one that Ake almost cleared off the line first half. It was the other end. I couldn't really see it so much, but it looked like it was quite close. But all in all, it was what you expect from a day out of Manchester.
There was some good player performances though. There was some that tried really hard for us. Who kind of stuck out for you?
I think Travers made a few crucial saves in the first half.
Yeah.
I don't think Kelly did particularly bad. I think he was all right.
Pretty good, wasn't he?
Some moments. Tavernier had a few good moments. Smith did all right as well.
Yeah. I thought Kiefer Moore did all right up on his own. He battled hard all game, and he they didn't like it. They didn't like the physical battle with him, which I think we should have utilised a bit more than we did. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? I'm sure you've heard that today quite a few times. It is what it is, but it's Man City away, so forget about it. Onwards to Arsenal. Brilliant.
Onwards to Arsenal. Thanks, buddy. Good to see you. See you later. You have KFC later?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Little bright shining thing in my day, that is. I'm looking forward to that. Speaking of bright shining things, Mr. Spark.
Oh, thank you very much.
How are you? You okay?
I get the plan now.
Thank you.
Yes. Look, it's what we were expecting. It's nothing to be that disappointed about. Speaking to most of the people, I think, agree that, we gave a half decent account of ourselves at times, but, we just don't have the quality to compete with that. They can keep hold of the ball at will. And Haaland's just not fair.
No.
He's not fair. When you've got a player that started short, so got all the skills to play as a short player, got through both growth spurt and bulked out, so that now he could play as a front man on his own. You've got literally everything in a freak of nature in Haaland. Jeff bounced off him, and he's a beast in midfield. So, but yeah, I think Stacey did okay in a position that we haven't seen him play before. Obviously, after the yellow card, he did well to not get carded again. Tavernier was another standout again. I mentioned when we got linked with him how a lot of people were saying he'd be a nice option on left wing back. And I'm like, no, he's a central midfielder. Let him run the show, and he does. His dribbling is something that we don't have. We expect that from Christie, and he's just not shown anything in the last half a dozen to dozen games. Christie really, and it's disappointing. Him over Dom was a big impact, I think. And defensively, we were half decent. I think. Kiefer Moore was a bright spot. He worked really hard without really getting enough support, I think, from Christie and Tav. I think they needed to be closer to him at times. And Senesi's first pass, when he comes on the pitch, he picks out a lovely half, ping out to the side. I'm looking forward to him coming into the squad full time and letting Lerma stand in midfield a lot. Also, Pearson, got to shout Pearson, because I think he battles really hard. Look, it's just everyone's got to get credit for working as hard as they could, and at the end of the day, we've got to face them at home as well, and just write that one off too, because they're just far too good for us to deal with. And giving it to 4, halfway respectable.
I think you're right. I think you look at the stats of the game, and actually, defensively reasonably respectable. When you look at the amount of possession they had, the amount of shots on target that they had 7 on target and 19 shots, and 11 corners. We did pretty well. 20 odd clearances we made. So defensively, that last ditch, that last line was pretty good. It was just that's when the defence kind of had to kick in, wasn't it? It was quite late in.
Yeah, exactly. I think the corner count was always going to be high after 5 minutes. You could see that we were throwing our bodies in the way, which was great. I think the way they set up is kind of how I imagine they would try and set up to nullify Haaland as much as possible, because Haaland's game is built on the ball in behind. And whenever they did get it in behind, his angles to shoot were really tight and difficult. Yeah. He went for that lob, but do you remember the lob go over Travers? That was about the best he got.
Yeah.
There was one in the second half where I think he had it relatively central from a cutback, and he fluffed his lines on that one. But apart from the assist, we nullified him relatively well in terms of other teams will not do as well against Haaland. The issue is you can stop one player, but you've got about 5 others you've got to stop.
Yeah.
And in the end, Cancelo got an assist, KDB got 2 goals, Foden got a goal and got an assist, Gundogan came from deep and got an assist from Haaland. There's just so many weapons they've got that I think there were impressive aspects to our defensive display, and I think in some ways we got it right. But the first goal came from just one of those moments where you couldn't really do much about it. There was a really good deep run from, I think it was Rodri, that started the move, that's where it should have been stopped. Someone should have brought him down before he got it to... I think he got it to... I think that was the pass into Haaland, who then shifted it on to De Bruyne, to Gundogan. But then the second and third goals were counters. It wasn't so much that... the first goal was the only goal that they really sort of broke us down, and then the fourth one was... I don't really know what happened too much with the fourth one, but I know it was an own goal. So, look, there were definitely good things if we want to sit in like that again, which we were going to have to do against Arsenal and against Liverpool. So I think that Parker will definitely be able to look at things in that display and go, we'll build on that. We've just got to be a lot more careful when we're in possession, I think.
Yeah. Thank you so much, John.
No problem, thanks for it.
And that's us done here from the Etihad today. 4-0, but hey, you know, what did we expect, really? So we'll say goodbye. Please, if you're watching this video, make sure you like it, do the subscribe and the little bell thing. Ding! And you can get more of this content from back of the net. Bye-bye.